Hi everyone, welcome back to another video from me, Miss Emma D. So in today's video we're going to be doing a Q&A for TSW. So I'm in a Facebook group and it's got, I think it's got near to 30,000 members now that are all going through TSW or have healed from it, and they're still in the group and they try and give advice. And you've got all sorts. You've got people at the start, middle, the end, healed, people that have healed for 5 years, people that are only just going into it now and don't know how long they're going to be dealing with it. So I started with mine about 2.5 years ago, and I'd probably say the first 18 months were the worst, and then since then I kind of got to learn about it and know different patterns that my skin does. You really do have to listen to your own skin so that you can heal, because it is slightly different for everybody. It's different time frames, different things work. People have taken the steroid cream for longer, shorter times. Some people have taken oral steroids, which is what I did. I took the oral steroids for 5 days and also the cream for about 15 years on and off. So I asked everybody in the group if they could tell me their questions, ask me their questions, and I was going to write them all down. I did answer everyone at the time on that Facebook group as well, but I also wrote them down because I know some people prefer different platforms. So some people find me through YouTube, some people find me through Instagram, Facebook. So it's quite a few questions. I'm going to try and get through them as quickly as I can, but as thoroughly as I can, give as much information as I can. So the first question, tips for red skin. So that is a tricky one because again, everybody's different. But I found that the redness is the first thing to calm down, if that makes sense. So the redness fades over time, but just because the redness goes, it doesn't mean that your TSW is healed and it's gone. In my experience, it fades over time, and then you're dealing with other things in the condition, so like the scaly skin, the skin falling off, cracking, different things like that. But one thing I will say is I've started to do cryotherapy. I've done it directly onto my face and in a chamber, which I continue to do weekly, and that really helps the redness. I started going when I had a little bit of redness left, or I've had a little bit of redness hanging around here and here on the neck, and that seems to be helping with the cryotherapy. So look more into that. If you'd like to know more about that, I think I might do a video where I get my therapist, would you call her, to give me a bit of a film in the chamber and explain a bit about what it does, because it's quite interesting and I really enjoy it. And also time as well. Time is going to be mentioned a lot in these questions because it really is time. It's a time thing where you've just got to let the condition run its course and do what it's got to do, because all this, I mean, it's coming to the surface, whatever it is. I mean, they'll probably explain it better online, these people who are looking into it, like scientists and doctors. There is some doctors that are looking into it, and I feel that as like these dead cells keep coming to the top of your skin and keep flaking off or whatever they are, that does with time get better and get less in between each like flare or whatever you want to call it. So next question is, what supplements did you use? So I'll touch on that in a minute, but at the beginning I was taking a lot of supplements and I was advised to stop taking them all because it could be causing issues, other issues, and just give my body a rest from supplements and just see how my body goes without them. And to be honest with you, I don't really think they were doing much. I didn't have very good quality ones, and I was taking ones that I didn't need to take. So again, your body has got to release that somewhere and work hard to release it. So yeah, in my opinion, you need a targeted skincare supplement regime that's specifically for the skin. So I went to a very, very good skin doctor, like a clinic that deals with skin complaints, all sorts of different things. They've healed loads of people, and she said to me that you need ones specifically for the skin that are actually going to go straight to the skin. So how she explained it is that you take these supplements, the ones that you think are doing good, and basically it's going all around your body to where it goes. Like if a vitamin says, oh, it's good for your lungs, it's going to your lungs, but it's got to take time to get there. And she said if there is something that's good for your skin, by the time it's got to the surface of the skin, there's barely any left to sort the skin, because it's gone round your body and different organs and different things like that. But one of the things that I've read that is specifically for skin is vitamin D. There is other things if you look into it, but vitamin D is quite a big one. On lots of research I read, when they're testing children, testing them for deficiencies, kids with eczema and adults with eczema usually come back with a low vitamin D count. So, do you mean that might be something to look into? Maybe have a look into what foods contain that, and then also look into a specific skin supplement. So I got advised by the skin clinic to take supplements from a company called Advanced Nutrition, and they advised me to take them for 3 months, and they're very expensive, but I thought, you know what, I'll give it a go for a couple of months. If nothing happens, I won't buy them again. I mean, like, you have to try stuff. I know stuff's expensive, but you've got to give it a go, because it might just be the thing that your body's missing. So there was all sorts. You can look on the, I'll leave actually the website for Advanced Nutrition, because they've got all different things. So in the beginning I was taking a collagen, lots of, I mean, they go through each one, what it does for the skin, and elasticity, you know, like repairing skin cells and different things like that. And it's really good because it comes in one of them like boxes where it's all the days are done for you. So you just pop it open and that's what you take. And I feel like that is a really good way to take vitamins and tablets, because you haven't got to sort them out. I mean, I had a row of bottles of supplements, and I did it for a couple of weeks, and then I'd miss days, and then I couldn't be bothered to, do you know what I mean, open each one. I know it sounds daft, but this is what people do. Open each one, get the amount out, open the next one, do you know what I mean? And these come in packs, bang on your monthly, what you need for the month in each little section. So yeah, I do feel that the supplements worked. I've done it for 2 months, and then I was a bit skint, so I haven't ordered a third box. But to be honest with you, I think my skin's doing quite good now after the 2 months, and obviously I'm a bit more advanced in the condition. So yeah, but I do think they really boosted that last bit when I was struggling. They really boosted my skin, the health of it and the look of it. So the next question is, what can you do for the neck? I got quite a few questions of this, and especially parents asking, because it is just such a difficult area, because you're always moving it. I mean, you're using your neck, you're looking down, you're looking up to the sky or whatever. You're going from side to side. Do you know what I mean? It's a part of your body that you're constantly moving and constantly like having to stretch the skin and different things, and it is hard. The neck for me was one of the last things to heal, along with my face and wrists, and all I can recommend for that is Bandages. They are your best friend in this condition. Bandages are amazing. Zinc cream, so in the UK we've got Sudocrem. I was using Sudocrem, but if I'd have had more money and I didn't have the Sudocrem in, I would have bought a pure zinc one, so 100% zinc, because I know Sudocrem is a bit full of, do you mean it's topped up with different chemicals and different things like that, but I had it in anyway, so I thought instead of just buying something else, I'll just use this, and it was a lifesaver. So putting the cream on and then bandaging your neck up all the way round. There's also a neck, it's called an Eden's Wear, that's the make, Eden's Wear zinc infused neck and shoulder cover. So I've since given this to somebody that is in desperate need and who is suffering with eczema on their neck. So I've given it to them, so I can't show you what it looks like. But basically, it's a very soft, like silky piece of material that you put over your head, and then it's got two like loops here that you put your arms in like that, and you can buy it in small for kids sizes, medium, large. I can't remember what I got, probably like a medium, and it's just so silky and soft, and it just gives protection for the neck, but it's also infused with zinc as well. So what I was doing was putting my cream on and then putting the zinc like cover over my head, and it like went all the way around there, and it went to about there, and then you can put your top on as well, because in winter I was wearing it inside, and when I was saying I was hot, people were going, well, why have you got a polar neck jumper on under your top? And I was like, well, it isn't, it's actually like a infused piece of material. This, like, it's basically like a wearable bandage that you can wash as well. So yeah, people just thought it was a polar neck, and I had to tell them, well, no, it's for me skin on my neck and different things like that. So it's not, it doesn't look too out of place, so people can't necessarily see it and think, oh, what's up with her. It does look like a polar neck top, but yeah, it's got benefits to it, and that is off Amazon, so I will put that in the link as well. So, what point did you become functional without having to spend an hour getting ready? So, yeah, God, that took me back. That question took me back, because honestly, the whole family used to have to wait for me to sort myself out. Like, in the beginning, I wasn't really going anywhere, but I have got 4 children and a partner, so I can't just stay in. I mean, they still have got lives and things to go to and different things to attend and what have you. So yeah, so getting out of the house was, do you know what I mean, I'd be constantly checking my face. Do you know what I mean, if there was a piece of skin hanging off, or do you know what I mean, I tried to make myself look as best I could, because sometimes you look how you look in this condition. You can't really do much about it. But yes, I understand that question, because it is just, especially as well, if I used to have to take a little zip bag out with me with bandages in, creams, different things like that, just in case I got somewhere and, do you know what I mean, it started stinging or burning. I also had little like wipes in individual packets, like disinfectant wipes, that were for the skin. They weren't like a cleaning one for the kitchen. They were like specifically for skin and eyes as well. I bought like an eye, one that was safe to use on the eyes, to wipe my eyelids and around my eyes, because they were crusty, and then the crust would keep coming back. So I kept a little zip bag in my handbag to take out, so that I'm prepared. I just felt a little bit more safe with this little bag to help me. So yeah, so getting out of the house without taking ages was about 12 to 18 months. probably more looking at the 18 months. So it isn't quick, but you will get there. And I would suggest, you know, taking a little zip bag. I'll just show you mine now. This was at the side of my bed. This isn't the one I used to take out. I had a small one from this, but yeah, this was the bag. And then I'd take this out and put it in my handbag. So I had stuff like these, which were very good, very strong adhesive wound dressing. So I bought them in packs from Amazon, and they are just like, I don't know if you can see that through, they've got like the soft patch in the middle, then they've got a thick sticker all the way around the edge that helps to protect very severe, like deep cuts. And it also helps you from scratching it open again. So sometimes, do you know what I mean? I bought different sizes, big ones like that for the legs, arms, and you can just pop them on like that, and they stick on all day. It doesn't matter if you bend. It takes a lot for them to get off. So you can scratch that as well. You can put it on your arm and have like a good scratch, and it won't open the wounds again. Because this is the problem, this is the thing with TSW, you're constantly scratching, so the wound just keeps opening and it'll never get better. You need to seal it, and you need to come up with a way to not touch it and let it do its healing, which I think they're amazing for. And then I also had these. So these are just come in like a folded up little roll like that, and then you cut them how you want, and you put them up your arms like that, just like that. And again, you can wear that under tops to stop the tops from itching you if you've got like polyester or you haven't got cotton tops. But it also just protects it, it keeps it clean. Because obviously I know people get a lot of cuts there and there, which I did, and all up here. And these are brilliant. So you can put, and this is what I'd suggest for children as well, you can put the plaster on there, and then you can put these over the top, and you've got a complete protected wound then. So I had them, really good. Then I ended up getting some stronger ones, which were a bit thicker. And a bit tighter, because I was finding that these were, especially at night in bed, these were like going down, so I mustn't have bought the right size. But these were very flimsy. They were good in the beginning, but I think I got a big size, so I got a bit of a tighter size, and then these went on a bit tighter, so I'd still wake up with them in place the next morning. And they're a bit thicker as well. And then what else did I have? Yeah, and then I just kept my creams. This was good as well, which is, you know, you put some ice cubes in it, screws off like that, or you can put water in, pop it in the freezer, and then you've got like this to either hold on your skin, cool your neck down. And now I'm doing the cryo. Coldness is really good. If you can keep your skin cold, whether that's with a fan, a cold flannel, like wring it out, try not have it soaking wet, or one of these, just try and cool your body down like that and hold it on. If your body itches, hold it on. Coldness, that's what you need, and it really helps. So yeah, that was my little bag. I also took Sudocrem, a little pot of Sudocrem, and plasters, different things like that. Silver spray as well is amazing. So if you're after a spray that is an antibacterial, antifungal, silver nano spray, which is called Colloidal spray. It can be used for all sorts, it's amazing, and we've got it now in our medicine box on a permanent basis because I just use it for everything. So some other things you can do. So this is going back to, do you know what I mean, how long will it be until I get out the house? So diet and different things you're doing can affect it as well. So some people who are going on for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, maybe they haven't changed their diet, maybe there's something I've spoke about in another video, like my video about like sensitivities around the house and allergies and things like that. So what I was told from this skin clinic was you should be on a high fat and high protein diet, because obviously that's going to go straight to the skin and heal the skin. And if you're just eating that, then there's nothing else, there's no more work for your body to do. It can just go to the skin and that's that. So high fat and high protein. She told me, I went through a day's eating with her, and the first thing she said to me was, what do you do in the morning as soon as you get up? And I said, make a cup of tea. I don't use caffeine free, I was having caffeine. And she says caffeine on an empty stomach literally automatically spikes your cortisol. So that's to do with the skin as well, because when I've had like blood tests and stuff, my cortisol has been high, and that's because of this skin condition. And I didn't realise I was affecting my skin. So on an empty stomach as well, she says, do not have caffeine on an empty stomach. She says, because you'll just spike. So I went to caffeine-free tea bags, and that seems to be helping. But I only figured that out about 6 months ago. So I could have been doing that in the beginning, and I wasn't doing that. Whether that's prolonged my condition, who knows. No alcohol. I know this is so difficult for people because I've struggled with alcohol, and luckily on my health journey through the years, I decided 3 years ago once and for all to just stop alcohol. I was done with it. It doesn't give me anything, it doesn't bring me pleasure anymore, it just causes me issues, mental and physical. So I wasn't drinking alcohol anyway, but my God, I'm so glad that I stopped in time for this, because I think if I'd have carried on drinking, it would have just probably gone on for months and years and years. So, no caffeine, no alcohol. Another thing, high strength CBD. So, I love CBD. I've read so much about it, I follow so many pages, and I started getting a very high strength CBD, which I wouldn't recommend just going out and buying it from like chemists or Holland & Barrett or anything like that. You need somebody who specifically knows what they are selling, because a lot of these trends people jump on and the product is just full of crap, and then right at the bottom you'll see that they've added the actual thing, what you're after, in a very low dosage. So I buy mine from Supreme CBD. They've always got offers on. They also do the oil, they do gummies, kids can have them, people with anxiety, different pains in the body. So I got the highest one I could, and that really helped to calm me down, calm my anxiety, calm the mind, different things, slightly calm the pain down of the skin. So yeah, if you look into that, I will leave the link for Supreme CBD as well. Lovely, lovely people who actually know what CBD is about and know about, big pharma and things like that. Another thing, Dead Sea salts. So I will never have a bath ever again without Dead Sea salts, because it helps so much. If I hadn't have had them, again, I think it would have prolonged it. So what I used to do was lie in the bath. In the beginning it was twice a day, sometimes 3 times if I was just at my wit's end and I didn't know what to do, and I would just lie in the salts in the bath. I'd put my face in the water, pull it back up, and keep doing that for about 10 to 15 minutes, and that had helped to smooth my skin. Even if it was just in the beginning for 24 hours, it would just make me feel a bit better, and make the skin softer. And they're brilliant. I'm finding now I'm reading about detox baths, which Dead Sea salts are involved in them. So whether that's, it does so much stuff. It gets the flakes off, it calms your body down. But yeah, Dead Sea salts, if you're not doing them, you need to do them, especially kids as well, because it's an easy way to get kids to either put something on their skin or have something soaking into their skin over a long time without them even knowing, because it's in the bath. So they could just be playing, but whilst they're playing, their bodies are healing from the salts. Red light therapy. I love red light therapy. I ended up buying 2. I bought a lamp, and recently I've bought a face one as well, which you attach to your face and clip it behind your head. It's amazing, red lighters, and I will put in the description where I got my red light from, because there are, again, a lot of people who are jumping on the health bandwagon and selling these things, and you have to look at the small print. You have to look at the strength of the bulbs in the lamp and make sure they're not just conning you. So yeah, I will put where I bought mine from in the description as well. And then also a probiotic, which again, very important, because skin issues can be caused because of an unhealthy or damaged gut, and the probiotics, they can restore it, make it to a healthy level again. So I was on a probiotic by Hannah Silito, and I was quite happy with that. And the supplements I was on as well, they had probiotics in them as well, so they've helped. And then also you can put it in your food, or you can buy yogurts and things with it in, so that's worth looking at as well. So was this only TSW, or did you get tested for gut issues? So again, I went to a treatment called kinesiology. I've done another video about that and what happened there. That came back with a few food sensitivities. I'm not going to say allergies, because I have since ate them foods that showed up that I might have a sensitivity to, and I'm fine with them now. There's some things that I have cut out for good. So for example, I've cut out fish for good, potatoes, because I just listened to my body. When I was eating potatoes, when I was eating fish, I didn't feel good. Tasted good, but the body does tell you, if you actually listen to your body will tell you that this isn't for you. And obviously all the stuff they do to foods these days, you don't know if that's like interacting with how you are. So she did come back on the kinesiology and say a few different sensitivities, but I wouldn't say they were gut issues, and I wasn't ever tested for gut issues because I was never offered it. I went to the doctors many times, and I went to a dermatologist, and not one of them mentioned anything about gut issues, gut tests, anything. So I just researched myself, seen what I can do for my gut, as in the probiotics, diet. I've also done a few parasite cleanses, which I will carry on doing this year as well, because I'm interested in that. But yes, I didn't bother because I didn't get offered it and it was never discussed. So in my opinion, you should research yourself, because these doctors, if you go into a doctor's surgery, they don't know anything about skin. They haven't been trained in skin. Dermatologists, they have been trained to a point, but again, there's more information online that you can get from these so-called professionals, which I've done many videos on about them, so we won't go on about that. So the next one, how long did you use topical steroids for? So like I said, 10 plus years. And then I was that desperate when I was really at the start of the condition that I went to an A&E, which is basically accident and emergency here in the UK. Sat in there for a good few 16 hours, and they gave me oral steroids, and I felt a bit intimidated to take them, and I thought, well, I'll take them then. If they're telling me to take them, I thought I'll take them and see what they do, mostly to prove a point, and my point was proven because they didn't do anything. So next one, how long do flares last after the initial one? Right, flares. So the first 4 to 6 weeks. So yeah, so the first flares, in my experience, lasted 4 to 6 weeks. It's a long time and you think a flare is going to be something like a couple of days, but no. Now I've gone through it all and I've seen the pattern. The first flare was 4 to 6 weeks long. So them 6 weeks, do you know what I mean? You're going to be in pain, you're going to be itching, you're going to be red, you're going to be cutting open. And then what seemed to happen was I'd have a bit of a break for about a week and I'd feel okay for a week. Then the flare would come again. Then I'd have another week's break, then the flare would come again. But every time the flare was getting shorter and the weeks that I felt okay were getting longer. So as you go on over the 1, 2 years, 3 years, whatever you're going through, the flares will shrink. They will, do you know what I mean, they'll go to 4 weeks, then they'll go to 3 weeks, then you'll have 3 weeks relief, then they'll go to 2-week flare, then you'll have 4 weeks relief. And that keeps going on and on till eventually you won't flare. So at the minute I'm still flaring, so I don't know what it is. I can have amazing skin, and then I'd probably say mine now are about every 2 months. And when I say flare, it's literally, it doesn't go red, all my redness is gone, just there around the nose. I'll get a really like sore dry skin, and I'll get a bit dry on my forehead and possibly like on my scalp, because I'm still struggling with my scalp, it's still a bit dry. But then I'm fine for months. It's brilliant. I'm back to normal skin for months. So yeah, bear that in mind. So as a flare is coming on and you're going through it, you've got to appreciate the flare. I know that sounds daft, but you've got to really think, that's another one down, that's another one ticked off the list, that's another flare out the way. Because as it goes on, they will get shorter and less painful as well. So just like, be thankful for this condition, because you gain all this crap, all this steroid cream out of your body, and after this you'll never have to use it ever again. So yeah, so listen to your body. People have done withdrawal, like no moisture withdrawal, and some people can't handle it, and that's fine. Do what you think is best for you. Right, so next question, any tips for nerve pain? So again, you can use cryotherapy if you can find someone in your area that does that. There are low inflammation foods like turmeric, ginger, and obviously full meals that you'd have to look up and research what foods cause the least inflammation, because obviously there is foods that will just bump it up, and obviously you're trying to keep it as low as possible because of all the inflammation already in your body. And also again, the CBD supplements that can reduce any pain, and I would say as well, try and move as much as you can. It's hard in the beginning, but honestly try and move so that you're I mean, yes, you will get nerve pain, but that does, in my experience, it went away very fast. So that's not going to be for a long time. And it might have been because I was lying down a lot, because I was just so tired. It really took it out of me. I mean, you're talking an hour's sleep a night for the first 12 months, if that, to be honest with you. So I was like a zombie. So yeah, that's what I'd say. Try and move the best you can. Try and get fresh air in the garden if you can go out like a few times a day. It'll do you the world of good. So next one, what wellness tips do you have for mental health? So like I've just said, try and get up, try and do stuff, try and get outside at least once a day. Avoid alcohol. which is a depressant. Avoid anything that is like that's going to bring you down even further. I know you feel like you could just drink and drink and drink and probably, I mean, I've seen it on the page, people just saying, I just want to just drink, and I've drank a whole bottle of wine or bottle of something. But honestly, it'll put you back in your healing, and it'll just make your mental health even worse. Again, high strength CBD, that can help with mental health problems. Find something you like to do and just do it. Do the hell out of it. So if you like reading, do you know what I mean, get some books or read on the internet, or if you like writing, write everything down. Write a diary of what this has felt like and how you feel, and write down what you want, how you want to feel in the future. And do you know what I mean, keep telling yourself you are going to get through this, because it's all them positive words. I do really believe in that these like frequencies and different things that you're putting out. And yeah, you can have a moan now and again, but really you need to be like telling yourself, don't worry, you will heal. That's what all I kept saying to myself in the mirror. Listen to podcasts, books, do a video diary, do a diary once a week, and you'll be able to look back and see your face changing, well, your face and your body changing over the weeks. Whereas if you look in a mirror, you think you still look like what you looked like a month ago. But honestly, when you put photos together or video diaries, you can see the improvement when you don't think you have improved, which then also makes you feel good inside, and then you're giving off them positive vibes to heal even quicker. That's my mindset anyway. And also I found ASMR, which I absolutely love. I don't know how I came across it, but I found it on YouTube, and I'm even considering doing a channel myself because I actually really do enjoy it. I know some people are a bit, I think it's a, I mean, you either love it or hate it with ASMR, like the tapping. I like it, I enjoy it, and it really relaxes me. And honestly, there's an ASMR out for everyone out there. There's everything you could think of. I mean, it is unbelievable the stuff that they put on there. There's, you name it, they've done a video on it, ASMR. So yeah, find something you like and do it to take your mind off it. Don't just sit there thinking horrible thoughts about this condition, because that's not going to help you at all. So next one, what did you do for moisture / no moisture? Right, so again, this is a weird one. So for the first 3 months I didn't put anything on my face because it was just so painful. Literally nothing was working. Even like zinc cream, no creams, honestly, I've tried them all, and you're best just not putting anything on. The body, obviously that was a bit different because like my face, do you know what I mean, I wasn't touching or doing anything with my face, but obviously with my body, I've still got to move my body, my legs. I had 4 children to look after, and I home educate them as well, so I couldn't just sit there twiddling my thumbs. So what I would do was, like, after I got out the bath, I'd smother myself in zinc cream and bandage my arms up, and then that allowed the zinc to sink in. And also I wasn't scratching at my skin then because of the bandages. I mean, I had them all the way up to here, all the way down to the wrist, all on the hands as well, because I had it on the back of the hands. But I also understand that it's hard not to put anything on, because people are always asking on the group, what cream can I use? Like, some people are obsessed. They think that a cream, you're just going to put it on and this is all going to go away, and it will. I'll tell you now, it won't. It won't. Nothing works. I've tried them all. I've tried that CeraVe, that French one, La Pose, the Roche-Posay, all the ones. I mean, they've worked for some people, but again, you don't know what stage they're at in their journey. So creams that don't work sometimes then start being okay with your skin, like 12 months, 18 months, 2 years down the line. So these people who come on and say, oh well, I've used CeraVe and it's fine, but you're probably at a completely different stage that they are. So try it, by all means try it. That's what I did. I kept trying a few bits here and there, and stuff did sting and burn, and I never used it again. But something that didn't sting and burn was zinc cream, so I just stuck with that. Sometimes I'd put it on my face if I was desperate and if I wasn't going anywhere, but mainly it was on my arms, creases of my arms, the sores, like where it was open, and then I'd wrap it up in a bandage, and then that'd be fine. Then it'd be sinking in. I mean, even keep it in the fridge if you can, because that's lovely and cold when it goes on. Moisture withdrawal, so you can do moisture withdrawal, which is when you don't put anything on at all, which through myself doing it and what I've read people doing it on the group, it does speed up. It really does. It speeds up the healing, because the skin hasn't got to flake. Well, it still flakes off, but it doesn't flake off then like come back. It's like it grows back. It grows these layers back within a short amount of time. And that's the same with baths and stuff as well. Some people choose to have baths but not wet their face to keep the face dry, whereas I just couldn't stand that. So you do whatever's comfortable for you. I couldn't do, like, I only started really doing no moisture after about 12 months, because I just couldn't bear the cracking and the tightness. And do you know what I mean, I've had dry skin all my life and it's horrible, and I've tried every cream and I just don't like having dry skin. It just bugs me, like, and it's something that I couldn't do anyway. So if you can, leave it dry. That is my first recommendation. If you can't, put cream on whenever you want. If you can leave it 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, try that and then put it on. But if you can't, it's fine. You'll still heal, but it might just take a tiny bit longer. Right, what helped clear up the weeping? The wet areas are the worst for me. So, what cleared up the weeping? I would probably say again, time, keeping it dry, keeping it clean. I use Colloidal silver spray on cuts, and that worked for me. It's pretty fast, very good, antibacterial, antifungus and all that. And yeah, just keeping it dry and away from like things that annoy it. So like dust. I mean, if you think in your house you've got like everything, dust, pet hair, anything, fluff bits, things in the air. So if you can, again, these bandages, I didn't start buying bandages till I was about 4 months in, and when I got them, they were brilliant. So just keep the bandages on. I mean, some people say, how do you put a bandage on when it's wet? Because they put in the bandage on an open wound or a wet seeping wound, and the bandage is sticking to the wound. So what I'd say to that is either put zinc cream on first, then the bandage, or put the bandage on and it will dry up the cut, and then when you get in the bath or you come to wash, let the bandage fall off naturally in the water. So when you get in your lovely Dead Sea salt bath with your bandages on, just get in with the bandages and let them come away from the skin naturally, because people were saying, oh well, when I'm pulling the bandage off, it's pulling and then the weeping starts again. So that's my advice. That's all I can say about that, because I did that myself. I've done it with plasters as well. So then plasters that really stick on, I couldn't tear them off because it would have teared the skin. So I'd just lie in the bath and just let it soak off 15-20 minutes, and then you can dry them, dry the cuts again and re-bandage, and then you can leave your bath then for a couple of days or however long you can leave it. Can you share which red light you use? Yes, my red light, I've got it clamped to my desk here. It's from a company called Red Light Rising. And then I've also got a mask as well. I can't remember what company that's off, but there's quite a few of them. As long as it's 630, what do they call it? I think they call it nanometers, nm, in the red light measurements for the bulbs. Yeah, so 630 nm is the best one. If it's that or above, you've got it sorted. Do you struggle with, I can never say this word, with adrenal fatigue? Now I don't, but I did when I was very ill in the beginning. And again, it's just something you have to go through. There are herbs and things you can take. I mean, I would never recommend any medication to take during this time, because obviously you're not going to know if that's going to flare you, how that's going to affect you, if that's got its own side effects, because obviously now I don't trust anything from the doctor. I make all my own medicines, including antibiotics, which I'm going to be sharing more of this year because I just really find it interesting. Yes, the tiredness, the fatigue, that has only just started calming down a bit after 2.5 years. I'm now getting some decent sleep, do you know what I mean? And you can really tell. And I think the more you sleep, the more you heal, because you're healing in your sleep. And I feel like that's one of the things where you hit a wall in this condition, because you can't sleep because of the itching, because of the soreness, because of the weeping, and it's not helping, is it? Because you heal when you sleep and you're not sleeping, so you're not healing. So yeah, if there's any way you can get to sleep, maybe that's through teas, herbs, cannabis, CBD, anything like that, anything relaxing, meditation as well. If you can get to sleep, you will heal quicker, because as soon as I started getting a good full night's sleep, I saw a shoot up in my healing. So yeah. Right, now this is a difficult one. I don't think I'm going to have the answers to this, so I apologise in advance. How to make money if you can't work. How to accept you've aged 20 years, and how to remain mentally strong. That was all from the same person asking that. So they're obviously suffering very, very bad. So how to make money if you can't work. Well, I'm in the UK and I applied for something called PIP, which you're meant to apply for if you are struggling with a long-term condition that is affecting you and affecting you going to work and doing your daily things, what you do. I got turned down 3 times for that, and it also went to court, and again I got turned down. Waste of my time. That took me over 12 months to go through all that, whilst I was dealing with TSW, and it all was for nothing, because they didn't care, they didn't look at the photos, they didn't look at my notes. It was just letters coming back that were just your bog standard letter that they send to everyone, because obviously in the UK at the minute we are going through some really bad issues with the government, and I think this woman was from America, so I don't really know what help you can get there, but I know in the UK you could apply for PIP. Whether you'll get it or not, I don't know. There's sick notes from the doctor. Again, I wasn't entitled to that because I am self-employed, so I haven't really got the answers to that, to be honest. I mean, I've looked at people telling their stories of different jobs they do, all types of people, all different, chiropractors, dentists, nurses, school teachers, road maintenance, men that have to work at night on the roads, going through this, and they can't get any help. I mean, if anyone would like to leave in the comments any advice to any of these questions, including like what can you do for money and help, please feel free to write it down, because unless it wasn't for my family, I wouldn't have got the support, and financially I don't know what I would have done. I really don't. So how to accept you've aged 20 years. Right, I'll tell you why. Because you are poorly. You're poorly and you're going through this condition. Yes, you do look like an old granny, but it's not going to be forever. It's really not, honestly. And that's insulting to grannies anyway, because, do you know what I mean? You're going through an illness. You are very poorly. People don't realise how horrible this condition is. It's not just on the outside, it's on the inside as well. So even when you start looking a bit better, you probably won't feel better, because there's stuff going on inside your body that is working overtime to try and battle this condition. But you will go back to how you were before. I promise you, honestly. The state I looked, and I'm getting my skin back now, honestly. If you could see my skin, it is so lovely. I've got nothing. Like, look at my hands. They were so bad. Look at them now. There's literally nothing on them, nothing on the wrists. These wrists were cutting all the way down every day for 6 months. There's absolutely nothing now. There's nothing on the arms. They were cut open. They were cut open. There's literally nothing. All my body is healed. My face, my neck, I can move my neck, I can scratch my neck. No, and do you know what I mean? The skin doesn't open, the skin doesn't do anything. So you will get better. It's going to take time. And for ages I kept looking at my eyes thinking, what the heck is going on with my eyes? Because they were so wrinkly underneath, and massive bags from me not sleeping, and it's all gone now. And I'm going to use this year to talk about miracle natural plants and oils that can get your skin looking amazing. So, do you know what I mean? Subscribe to me, like this video, and honestly, you'll watch my skin, it'll look amazing by the time this year ends, because I'm determined to show people that you can get through this and you can have amazing skin again. And then another thing I've wrote down here about your mental health and different things like that. Make sure that if you can get a blood test from the doctor, make sure you do that, and make sure you aren't deficient in anything. And also put magnesium in your baths as well as the dead salts, because a lot of people are deficient in magnesium, and it does a lot. It can help you with all sorts, including balancing your hormones, which can affect your mental health. Right, when do the lines and wrinkles go away, or am I scarred for life? You're not scarred for life. I had very deep cuts. They've now gone, completely gone. You wouldn't even know anything had been there, so you will not scar. And also, I'm not just going off my own experience. I've been reading for 2 years other people's experience on the group and on other websites. So yeah, there's a lot on there that I've taken in. Some other things, red light therapy, that helps a lot with the wrinkles and the texture of your skin. It like gives you new cells, it turns over the cells and produces fresh new ones, which that's what you need when you're going through this. And I think that's why the red light's so effective, because it's just renewing all the time your skin. Another thing, cryotherapy, which we've said, that's really good. That can help tighten the skin, so when you get like this baggy skin, you're left with like bags under your eyes and baggy wrinkles and skin and neck wrinkles, the cryo can help. Castor oil, which is absolutely amazing. I couldn't stand castor oil in the first 12 months, but I've recently started using it and my skin hasn't reacted to it. It's an absolutely amazing one. Just make sure you get it in a glass amber bottle, and that it is free from like hexane and different chemicals like that. It needs to be a pure 100% one that hasn't been tampered with. And then also, I've not tried these myself, but I am looking into getting some. The silicone patches for your face. You've probably seen them advertised on Instagram and on the internet. So putting them on at night. Obviously this is when you're further on your journey, but you're finding that you've still got your wrinkles and whatnot. Silicone patches, forehead, cheeks, you can do it on the smile lines there, under the eyes. And also there was something else, taping as well. So if you put castor oil on your lines or under your eyes and then you tape it up with like surgical tape overnight when you're sleeping, and then when you peel it off in the morning, it I mean, the wrinkles have gone smaller. So after about 12 months I found that I was using different creams, and I always picked ones that other people were doing well on, like the CeraVe and Lipose and all that, and they just didn't work for me. They were still stinging, and I just thought, you know what, it's stinging me. Whereas in the past I've put creams on and they've stung my skin, and I've just put up with it. I've just been like, oh yeah, but it's a good cream. I mean, they say it's good, so I'm just going to carry it. I'll put up with the stinging for a minute and then it'll calm down. But literally now, as soon as something starts stinging me, I don't use it. I take it, I wipe it off. But I come across before I found cryotherapy, I came across a clinic that is very rare around the UK that does these treatments, these cold therapy treatments. And alongside it, they do a serum called Cjay serum. And it was a lot of money. It was £76 for I think it was a 50ml bottle, and it was a serum. I've never tried serums. I've always just picked a moisturiser, a face moisturiser, and I couldn't get to this clinic to do the cold therapy. So I thought, shall I buy the Cjay serum? And even though I'm not doing the treatment, would the serum that they offer alongside it work? So I tried it, and I absolutely love it now. I'm on my 3rd or 4th bottle, and it's very expensive, but it actually does work. A little goes a long way, and what it does is it's very, very fast at renewing the cells. So when my skin had healed, as in it wasn't cutting open, after about 18 months, the serum, I'd put the serum on, if it was a bit red, and I'd put the serum on, and it was like an invisible plaster. And it actually says on the bottle that it basically acts as a plaster, so the irritants can't get at the skin. So your normal moisturiser wouldn't do that. You'd put your normal moisturiser on it, it'd just sink in the skin or sit on the top of the skin. This doesn't. This not only renews the cells, it's like an invisible plaster. So when you go out and like you're getting fumes from cars or dust, or you're in shops and just different things, you'll find that it was irritating you, but now it doesn't irritate me because this serum just protects it. And yeah, it's really nice. I'll leave the link to that as well to have a nosy at that. So another thing you could do is look into high histamine foods and keep away from them, because things like tomatoes and high histamine foods, you'd have to look up a lot of them, but they can cause you to flare. So it don't mean you can never eat them again, you just stay away from them for the time being, because you're taking 1 step forward and 2 steps back. So that just quickly go over the foods that were irritating me were garlic, potatoes, dairy, highly contaminated foods like cod, high histamine foods like tomatoes. So I basically I cut all them out, and I just drink loads and loads of water, clean reverse osmosis water. Obviously if you can't get that, try and get filtered instead of tap, because there's chemicals and stuff in that. High protein, high fat, and kefir as well. I think I'm saying that right. Kefir, which is the probiotics for your gut. You'll find it in you can get yogurts and things like that. Colloidal silver spray, I'd have that on me all the time. And you could just go like that on your face if you felt a bit itchy or anything, and it'd just keep it all clean, especially if you've got cuts, and it's a healing spray as well. And then we've got obviously the zinc cream and bandages, the Cjay serum, and make a bag for leaving the house. So like I showed you before, you will feel, the reason we feel the way we feel when we go out and we've got this condition is because we feel vulnerable. And I found that one of the things that helped my vulnerability, obviously it didn't go away, but one of the things that helped it was keeping a little bag in my bag with some things in. So zinc cream, plasters, bandages, do you know what I mean? Keep your hair tied up, keep bobbles in your bag so you've got your hair tied up so it's not irritating your neck and you're getting warm as well. And it just takes that edge off when you know you've got a little bag to just run in the toilet. So like for me, I went abroad when I was really, really ill because we'd already booked it before I got ill, and obviously I didn't want to let my family down, and yeah, I just had to go or we would have lost the holiday and lost the money. But I always kept a little zip bag, and like 2-3 times a day on holiday I'd go into the toilets and I'd like wipe my face with an antibacterial wipe and put the Cjay serum on, put some you know, like lip balm on, and I'd just feel a bit better. And then I'd do it again. I used to do it 3 times a day, so I'd do it like after lunch, after tea, and then once in the evening, and I just felt better, which is what you could do if you've got to go to work. Just take a little bag so that you are prepared. Right, so guys, I hope that wasn't too long. Them were all the questions I got. If you've got any different questions or you want to add any info for people watching this video, put it down in the comments. If you've got a success story, put it in the comments, because this all helps. It just gives you that boost in your body to think, right, I'm going to do it. Do you know what I mean? We're going to sort this. Through this year, I'm going to be doing more videos on health, more videos on natural skincare that you can make at home that will not cause you any side effects like these bloody steroid creams. So yeah, so thanks for watching guys. Give me a thumbs up as well, and take care, and I will see you again soon.